for the people that may or may not know me, I'm the Emerald Page. I'm a co-producer of the Vinyl Scratch Tapes, an awesome audio project that if you haven't seen, you should go check out. I'm also the co-founder and CEO of Midnight Magic Productions. And I'm going to be talking to you guys today about something that's very near and dear to my heart. I'm actually very excited about this talk. And I hope you guys, by the end of this, I hope you'll be excited about it too. But we'll go ahead and get started. Like I said, I'm a little nervous, so maybe to make this a little bit better, I'll talk a little bit about myself. Well, I go by the Emerald Page. My real name is Reed Zimmerman. I drove down here from Lawrence, Kansas. I'm a student at the University of Kansas, where I'm studying to be a... oh, Jayhawk fan?
I love Lawrence.
Oh, it's a wonderful town. It makes Kansas bearable. But exactly, yeah, it's... Oh, no, yeah, I love living there. It's a great town. If you guys ever come through Kansas, stop by Lawrence. I'll say hi. I'll even, yeah, that's true. But, yeah, so I'm from Lawrence, Kansas. I'm studying to be a computer science engineer. But I also have other passions in life.
Ponies?
We'll be getting there. My other passions are writing, which I'm now doing for Pony Swap, which is a new project being started by Midnight Magic Productions. But I also love working with people just in general. And I found really a love for organizing. That really wouldn't have happened because of Ponies. But we'll get to that later. Some of my other likes and interests, I like playing soccer. I do rock climbing at KU. I already mentioned writing. And love reading a whole bunch. Spending time on the internet, video games, you know, the usual nerdy stuff. And I think I like something else. What was it? Something that I really care about. Oh yeah, ponies. Yeah, they're awesome. They really are. I know, like, when people kind of like come out as a brony to their friends, they like to give a lot of reasons and excuses as to why they are a brony. And you know, some of the favorite things I like to see pointed to are the quality of the animation, the adult humor that gets put in, and a number of really awesome things, which are all very true. That makes the show stand, bar none, above so many others out there, especially cartoons for girls, because it's a category that's just devoid of really good quality content that I'm really happy to see finally get filled. But I like the show for a couple different reasons. One are really the lessons that get taught, and the fact that there's actual substance to it. It's not about, you know, tea parties and dresses and things like that. Well, it is sometimes, but in a good way. And really what I think the show has done for me, and I think maybe what a lot of people find really so attractive about the show itself, is kind of a rediscovery of innocence. I think a lot of us, when we grew up, we kind of started to see some of the harsh realities of life, and we kind of got a little downhearted, and we realized, well, maybe we can't find the princess, we can't find our prince, or maybe, you know, we do kind of have to do the wrong things for the right reason, and we all kind of lost our innocence there. But this show has kind of showed us that we can say, you know, forget that. We can do the right thing, and we can still have hopes and have dreams, and really be happy about a lot of this stuff, and not have to sacrifice who we are, the things that we care about. And that's something that's really drawn me in. And I want to say the next thing that I really has made me like Ponies, the most important reason. I'm going to give another one afterwards, but this is the most important reason, and that's friends. That's what the show's about. I've got, you know, some of my best friends right up here in front that I met through my project that I started. Go ahead, stand up, guys. Stand up and turn around and wave to the audience. Yeah. We actually just celebrated our anniversary of meeting our... no, we're not married. We said... Yeah, we celebrated... and DJ Shamrock over there. And we all... celebrated our anniversary for knowing each other. We actually had the anniversary for our very first Skype call together was about 2 weeks ago. And so ever since then, no joke, best of friends. And it's not just these guys here. We've got friends all over the world, including one of my best friends, the Jam Jar, also known as Ben Edwards, who does the voice of Dr. Who's and is the sound designer. Yeah, okay, give him a hand. He deserves it. He really does. He unfortunately couldn't be here. He lives in England, but he's a wonderful guy. And without him at all, I wouldn't be standing here today. I'll get to that in a second, but he's really the reason why I'm here today. And Ink and Max and Scriber, and of course Corey W. Williams at Williams. But honestly, I've made so many friends from this fandom. We would be here for hours if I had to list them all. And that's the real reason why I love this fandom and why I love this show, is because it's showed me that friendship, no joke, it's magic. No, not even joking. It's for seriously. That's how much I feel about it. I can't even speak English when I'm excited about it. But no, friends are awesome, and you probably have seen the same thing if you've been in this fandom for anything more than a week. Yeah. But the other reason why I like this fandom, and the reason why we're all here today, I love the project and the content that this community makes. That's one of the most amazing things and the most mind-blowing things about this fandom. And really that's why we're here today. And so what I'm going to be talking to you guys about today is really about producing your own project or getting involved with another project. Because I can tell that a lot of people, I've been asked by a lot of people, like, hey, how do I get a panel, or how do I get involved in something like this? And I've been able to help a number of people with that. And I think it's a really important thing to kind of do that. And I think a lot of people have discovered that on their own and have been able to start projects like myself. But I think other people might just need just a little bit of a nudge. And that's what we're going to be talking about here today. Just kind of the general line of things we're going to talk about today. First, we're going to be talking about why you really should be starting a project. And why it's, I think it's going to be a lot easier than you ever thought possible. After that, we're actually going to go into, how you can start a project. I mean, there is a little bit of know-how and there's a little bit of a learning curve to get started, but, I'm going to give you the tools and the tips so that you guys can leave here today and hopefully, make your own friends and start your own project. And then after that, I've got a little surprise if we still have time for you guys. That'll involve a little bit of audience participation. Should I just go ahead and spoil the surprise right now? Yeah? Yeah? All right, well, I'm going to grab 5 people out of the audience, and I'm going to have them come up with an idea for a project right here, right now, on stage. So you guys might be thinking a little bit as the speech goes on about maybe something that you might like to do. And I'll call it 5 people, and we'll do something up here right then and there. And then once that's all said and done, I'll do a Q&A. I mean, there are a lot of questions, and hopefully I'll have those answers for you if we still have time. So, yeah, so we'll go ahead and get started. As I was talking about before, this fandom is amazing with how much content we make, from music, animation, audio projects, fan fiction, podcasts. The list goes on and on. I mean, an example of this. Last summer 2011, season 1 was over, and we were going into the first pony drought. Now, if anybody was around at that time, they know kind of some of the apprehension that maybe a lot of us had. I know Seth himself, Sethisto from Equestria Daily, expressed the same concern about, maybe this is the end of the fandom. Without ponies to sustain us, maybe we would die on the vine. Could not have been more wrong. In fact, the fandom not only did they not shrivel on the vine, they blossomed into something truly amazing and world-changing. Something that is still continuing to grow. That summer, we saw so many amazing projects. We saw the rise of great artists like Pinkie Pie Swear and Alex S. and Not a Clever Pony. We saw amazing artists, Egophiliac, Mad Max. We saw the rise of some really awesome audio projects, like the vinyl scratch tapes. Cough, cough.
So many sick people.
But it went completely against the grain. I mean, it was shocking. Without that content, without the fan content to inspire people, how the heck did it grow so much? And that's kind of the first part of really why I think you should start a project, is because there's no better place to start a project than in the Brony community. And let me kind of explain that. To kind of really understand this, you have to kind of go back to the beginning of the fandom a little bit. And I know you're not here for a history lesson, so I'll be real quick. But if anybody knows the origin of this fandom, you'll know that it started in the hellfire of the internet. I know we've got a mixed crowd here, so I'm not going to go into details, but they were literally put in the worst place on the internet to survive met with the greatest opposition I think that this fandom has ever faced. It's okay. It's all right. But yeah, it was tough back in those days. But we walked away not only surviving but thriving. In fact, we walked away with a mantra that we still hear today, and that's love and tolerate. And not only do we have that, but that love and tolerate itself grew into something more. And not only were we able to survive the hate of the internet, not only from the internet, but from the media, Fox News, radio shows for people that just don't really get us, or they don't understand us yet. They don't know us yet. Not only were we able to survive that, we not only were able to fight the hate, but we found something even cooler. We found the ability to help. We found the ability to help each other. And that's really, I think, why this fandom was so great, is because with any fandom, and people are going to make art and stuff, but people were able to kind of look at that. They were able to see, especially, using like fan fiction as an example, people were able to see, oh, I read this thing, and oh, that person, that's the first time they've ever written something. And instead of seeing them just being flooded by hate, some of the stuff, admittedly, was pretty mediocre, but instead of hating on those people, this fandom did the exact opposite, and we welcomed them. We said, hey, thanks for writing this. We're here to help you. We're here to back you up. I think a lot of people saw that and they wanted to do that themselves. Kind of an analogy to help you sort of visualize this. Imagine that you're standing on a diving board, an Olympic-sized swimming pool. Now I want you to imagine that you're looking down and that pool is empty. Empty. And you have to jump off that board. Now, a lot of other fandoms where you don't have anybody to catch you. In fact, it could be, imagine you could say some fandoms are pretty vicious. There might be people down there with pitchforks, But the Brony fandom couldn't be more different. Now, I want you to imagine that exact same situation. Now, tiptoeing your way up to the front of that diving board. And you look down, and instead of seeing an empty swimming pool or haters with their pitchforks and their torches, imagine you see tens, dozens, hundreds of people, all with their hands straight up, ready to catch you. Yeah? That's, no joke, that's what it's like when you're starting stuff in this fandom. To know that there are people there that not only want to see you do the thing that you're doing, but they want you to succeed. They want to be there to catch you if you fall. And that's really kind of spurred this great fandom. And there's no other place in the world where you'll find a fandom that'll do that for you. And the next thing I want to talk about as to why you should start a project is really the only thing that's holding you back from starting a project is yourself. I'm sure a lot of people, we'll love to create blocks for ourselves. I'd love to make that pony video game, but I've never programmed before. I've always wanted to do it, but maybe once I take that summer class, or I just don't have a lot of money right now, or time's really tight. But there's so many resources out there that's not an excuse anymore. Not knowing something is not an excuse at all. With the internet, heck, a Google search, and you could learn how to do open heart surgery. Yeah, seriously, I heard a story the other day. Somebody delivered a baby after they did a Google search on it, Yeah. Now, I know, it's crazy, right? So, and you may say, oh, well, not have a bunch of time. Honestly, that'll be fine, because, once you get your project started, you'll have a bunch of other people who will be able to help you out with that project. These guys may know I'm not able to devote as nearly much time to the project with school and all the things I'm involved in, but I can contribute what I can, and I can do what I'm good at and help make the project better. Finances, again, really you don't need a lot of finances to get started on a small project. And if you ever have a big idea where you do want to get started, there's so many great options. Whether just direct donations from people who want to see it get started, to Kickstarter and other things like that. If you really have a great idea, if you have a good idea, everything else will kind of take care of itself. And now I guess the big question is, really, now that you can start a project, you know all about that, why should you start a project? I think a lot of people maybe have different reasons for doing it, but I will say the biggest and most important reason is going to be giving back to this community. They've given us so much over these last 2 years. I can't tell you how many hours I've spent, either reading fics or watching amazing animation. I check some blogs every single day just to see if they've posted new content for a project that may not even come out for another year. I'm really excited about a lot of the cool stuff. And it just gets better and better, too. But I think I'm also looking ahead a little bit, and I think I see a little bit of a need on the horizon. We've got so many talented people in this fandom that have been creating content, and they're moving on a little bit. I mean, they're working on some really amazing projects right now. But I mean, we're already starting to see musicians being signed onto labels. We're seeing people who are programmers or who started internet radio stations or things like that, and they've moved on to careers in life that they've picked up the tools themselves about their career, learned about it, sharpened their skills in the fandom, and then they've left to kind of go on to these bigger and better things in the real world where they can take that stuff and take their beliefs and make a difference. And I think that's going to happen a lot really soon, just because there are a lot of really talented people out there and they have to get ready to go. And so that means that there's going to be a vacuum. There's going to be a need for a lot of content. And pretty soon we're going to need a lot of people to kind of step up and fill that gap. And I think it'll be a wonderful opportunity for you guys to kind of grow for yourselves and really kind of get in on something that will change your life. And so now to kind of talk a little bit about that, I'm sure you guys want to know, like, how do you get this stuff started? I mean, how do you go from surfing Equestria Daily for 5 hours a day to being a manager or producer of a project or writing a giant fic? And I'll tell you the first thing that really that'll get you started is it all starts with an idea. I'm sure a lot of you guys may have ideas for projects or things that you've always wanted to do. And even if not, I mean, there are a couple things that can kind of guide you, or you can sit down and try to figure out what it is you want to do. The first thing really is, when coming up with an idea, is being genuine. I mean, trying to come up with yourself something, hopefully that's original, or if you are inspired by somebody, trying to take that and make it your own, not just ripping off of something that already exists. And kind of once you get that idea, taking it and really connecting to the people that'll help you through and get this project started for you. In fact, you can come up with a great idea, and just by getting with one other person, you can get together and really take that idea and make it into so much more. I can't tell you how many times I've thought I had a great idea, took it to a friend, and found out I was so wrong. And took it to them, and they really helped me make it into something special. And once you have that idea, then the next part is really just putting the team together, going out and finding people that match the different skills, and finding people who are going to be, like for directors and producers, finding somebody that's going to be responsible for what you're going to be doing. Finding people who are creative, the people that will come up with the really awesome stuff that's just going to blow your fans' minds. And this is really kind of where the two most important things are going to come into place for your project. And that's going to be organization and communication. All things else aside, if you can do those two things right, you'll succeed. With planning, you can see everything that you'll need, all the challenges that'll come before you, and even challenges you can't see, you'll be ready for because you planned ahead. And communication, because hopefully, I mean, you'll be making a lot of friends on these projects, and you'll be working with a bunch of different people. And the communication will allow you guys all to work together and to, really maximize what you can do. And if you can do those two things right, everything else will fall into place. But since I'm talking about people and working with people comes drama, and you have to know how to deal with that. Whether it might be drama inside of your own project or drama outside of other projects, that's something that you're going to have to deal with, especially if you're going to be in charge of the project. And I'll say the most important thing is not to give up hope right away, or not to let your emotions get in the way of trying to deal with the situation. I mean, I think about the lessons that this show has given us. Forgiveness, kindness, compassion, loyalty. And these are all things that we need to use when we are trying to get an issue resolved. And I think, I mentioned communication before, but really, if you have an issue with somebody else, or if somebody else is having an issue, seeking first to understand what's going on before all this gets started can prevent you from getting to a point where you would have to let that person go from the project because they would be in the way of it. And really, that's the thing you want to do, is you want to avoid getting to that point. And trying to hopefully maybe turn a conflict into a point of connection between you, something that brings you guys closer together. And after trying to set up working with people, and let's say you're getting your project started, you want to get your project out there. You want people to find your project and see, like, how do you take something that could be, it doesn't matter how good it is, but if nobody ever finds it, it's just going to sit there on the shelf collecting dust. And that's where, kind of PR comes into place. And I really have just the one thing to keep in mind when looking at PR is go where the people are. Or maybe to tighten that up a little bit, go where your people are. So, I mean, if you're starting up an audio project, something about the fandom that everybody will enjoy, you want to go where everybody's going. I'll say the most obvious place for that is Equestria Daily. If you can build a really good project, and maybe a good demo or something, and then send that to the guys in the EQD crew, they'll be right there to post it up there. I mean, we posted the Vinyl Scratch tapes. We just got in a nightly roundup last summer, in summer 2011, just for auditions, and we got a flood of people that were just itching to be on a project, and we've been able to carry that momentum ever since then. Also, if it's art or music, going to places where those are going to be at, whether it be Pony-chan or on a Tumblr blog or something like that. And so once you're kind of, I guess really what I should be getting into next is really how to put this project together. What are the tools and what are the things that you'll need? I mentioned earlier that you don't need money to get this started, and really you don't. I mean, really it just takes a little time, a little skill, and some friends. Some really great tools that I found to be extremely useful. Stuff that's free out there on the internet anytime for anyone. One I bet almost everybody here uses, Skype. It's great. Yeah, show of hands for Skype. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Skype's wonderful. Not only can you, I mean, a lot of people think Skype and the voice conferencing. No, I mean, just the IM service alone is great. We started a Skype chat for the Vinyl Scratch tapes, and we were able to take that and not only use it as a home for our project and discussing new ideas, but that just became where we just all hung out. We're all around the world, and so we don't get to hang out, in person a lot, and so that's our main hub for just us spending time with our friends. Another really great tool, I'm sure another one that you guys all use, is Google Docs, or the new beta, Google Drive. So if you have like an audio file or something that you want to share with the rest of your crew, throwing it up on Google Drive, which is again another free service that you can take advantage of, posting your files up there and letting everybody know and giving them the link, they can find it at any time. You don't have to worry about emailing it to them or waiting until they're online on Skype to give it to them. And that kind of will really help you guys stay on top of your communication. Another great tool if you're doing any audio work, especially like a voicing and stuff like that, Audacity is another great tool. And really that's what we've used for a lot of different stuff and for a lot of basic things. That'll get you guys taken care of. And really, that's just about it. I mean, those are all the tools and all the different things that you need. It's as simple as that. Being organized and communicating, having those tools, you don't need anything else to start a project. So all that boring stuff that I just pushed my way through, and I know half of you guys are probably falling asleep by now, that's all you guys need to start a project. And it's as simple as that. Yeah, in fact, I would say for those of you guys that took that in, we can go ahead and get started on that thing I mentioned earlier. If anybody wants to raise their hand and get some volunteers, I'll tell you what, just to kind of, I'll ask, do we have any artists in the audience that like to volunteer? Yeah? All right, well, sure. That would like to volunteer. Yeah. Yeah, in the back? Okay, come on up. All right, do we have any people who are like really organized, like a human version of Twilight Sparkle that want to get up here? Yeah?
I don't know what I can contribute besides being organized.
Come on up, yeah. That's, there we go. All right, does anybody in here have, considers themselves being super creative, just with ideas, having a really active imagination? Oh gosh, so many hands.
This one.
Sorry, Shan. He's getting a lot of fingers. You'll get one more chance. All right. Does anybody here? Okay. All right. Do we have any voice actors in here? Or anybody that would like to? I understand. Anybody? Yeah, that wants to do some voice work. The lady in the back, please. Yeah. And one last question: does anybody have any experience working on any project? Before that would like to. Okay. Well, yeah. If we've got her up there, we'll go and grab another voice actor. All right. Yeah, we'll get this guy. He was like ready to go in the green shirt. All right. Yeah. If you guys want to come on up. Oh. Yeah. If you want to come on. How are you guys doing today?
Doing great.
I'm Justin.
All right, Justin. And you said you're.
My friend said I was the creative one, but
okay.
see what they see in that.
Hey, sometimes it's your friends that know yourself better than you know yourself. So, and what's your name?
Brian.
Brian. And you said you're a very organized person, right?
Yeah, almost OCD.
Very good. Very good. That's a good thing. All right. And your name is?
Robbie.
All right, Robbie. And consider yourself a pretty artistic person. Very good. All right. Awesome. And what is your name? Layara, very nice. You say you have a little bit of experience with working on stuff?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Oh, very good, very good.
I grew up in Cyprus and
Very nice, very nice. And what's your name, sir?
I'm Colin.
Colin. All right, well, I'm going to have you guys, I'm going to start a Q&A since we're running a little tight on time back here. But I'm going to give you a notebook and some scratch paper. Put you guys together and see if we can come up with an idea. And maybe see if we can come up with just an idea of a project as an example about how little it can take to get everything going. I'll have the organizer person try to make sure everything's clean and cut. I'll have an artist maybe come up with some sketches and some ideas to help inspire the rest of the group. We'll have the writer and maybe somebody who's a little experienced bring in that experience and maybe help these guys avoid some common mistakes. I'll have the creative guy and the voice actor get together and see if they can help develop the idea itself. So I'll go and give you guys this notebook and let you guys have at it. Just see what you guys can do. I've got a pen right there behind you, and if you guys want to grab a seat somewhere, or you can work on this table back here. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick Q&A while they're going to be